The Mississippi River and River Road were both shut down earlier today after this barge began leaking highly toxic hydrochloric acid. We'll have a live report from the scene in a moment. That was hydrochloric acid.
Good day, everyone. I'm Vernon Roger. First stop today. After less than 2 days of deliberations, a jury in Denver has decided that Timothy McVeigh should be put to death for carrying out the Oklahoma City bombing. That bombing was the worst act of terrorism on United States soil. That verdict coming down about an hour ago. For more, let's go live now to Denver and Dave Failing. Dave? Okay, obviously we have some trouble with our live shot. We'll try to get to that report from Denver. Once again, Timothy McVeigh has been sentenced to death for the Oklahoma City bombing.
Well, the Mississippi River continues. There's a waiting game on the Mississippi River just south of LSU. At this hour, a barge containing hydrochloric acid is still docked on the east bank of the river, about 3.5 miles south of the campus. Now, we've been told that Coast Guard crews are preparing to move the barge downriver to the BASF plant in Geismar. WASB's Monty Danos is standing by live with the latest. Monty?
Jennifer, we're told that barge could be moving out of Baton Rouge within the next hour and a half. But in the meantime, as a safety precaution, River Road from about 1.5 miles south of Brightside to Gardere remains closed at the moment. Taking a look at some video that we shot earlier this afternoon, you'll see that the barge is still secure on the riverbank. According to Coast Guard officials, about 1,500 gallons of hydrochloric acid leaked from the interior tank into the barge itself. Now, with assistance from the Department of Environmental Quality and BASF, the Coast Guard pumped river water into the barge, diluted the acid, and then pumped that solution out into the river. Joining me now is Barry Mounts with the Baton Rouge Fire Department. Barry, is that procedure safe?
Well, as far as the Coast Guard and DEQ is concerned, that was the safest mode or the safest procedure to take to mitigate this incident, yes.
Can you explain exactly what was done as far as diluting this, and from there, where do we go as getting these barges downriver?
Okay, yeah, once they had the solution out of the barge, they just flushed it out to make sure no vapors were coming off. At this point, they're bringing in some other tows or barges to hook it to and bring it on downriver. We expect that to happen in the next few hours.
Thanks once again, Barry Mounts, Baton Rouge Fire Department. Vernon, once again, next hour and a half, Jennifer, next hour and a half, that barge could be heading down out of Baton Rouge to the BASF plant in Geismar. Back to you, Jennifer.
Yes, another leaky barge shut down a stretch of the Mississippi River and the River Road today.
But fortunately, this accident involving hydrochloric acid didn't put us in any serious danger. Marvin McGraw tonight has the details.
A tug captain towing the barge upriver noticed the leak around 7:30. He immediately pushed the barge to the east bank and notified authorities. The barge is loaded with 6,700 gallons of hydrochloric acid. A 2-inch gash on one of the containers inside the barge caused some of the chemical to vent into the atmosphere.
They're just going to pull up to it. They're going to hand over an inch.
Emergency crews spent much of the day assessing the situation, trying to figure out what to do with the small amount of chemical which spilled on the floor of the barge.
At this point, they've repositioned the barge, and they're in the process of handling the chemical that's in the bottom of the barge. The leaking tank has stopped leaking, and they're handling the chemical that's down in the bottom.
Good afternoon, sir. This area can be closed for an unknown period of time.
While authorities say there was never any danger to the public, they nonetheless closed a portion of River Road to traffic, making life difficult for some, like postman Wayne Keller.
Trying to get through to get my mail delivered. These people need their checks and their mail and their magazines or whatever, you know.
But they're not letting you through.
They're not letting me through.
And Marvin also passes on some late information from the riverfront. That leak has now been contained. The barge is now being moved back to BASF, and the River Road should be reopening very shortly. We, of course, will keep you up to date on that. Now, here are 2 more facts about hydrochloric acid. It is now known also as muriatic acid. It's a powerful compound used in heavy-duty cleaning. It's dangerous because hydrogen is very soluble in water. That means when it comes into contact with humid air that we have here in South Louisiana, it turns into fumes. Annie?